Okay, so you hear people say it all the time. Don't hate, congratulate. A lot of people always have to hate on you. And sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's not really hating, it's just people speaking their minds. But man, I'm just, I don't write a script or anything. I just speak totally off the top of my head. So if I start to ramble a little bit, forgive me. But got a lot on my mind right now. And a lot of it is kind of stuff that I've had bottled up for a while. Just getting it off my chest. Um, a lot of people have been asking me, well, why am I so enthusiastic about my music, my books, my poetry, all of that? Like, why is it it's so important to me? Why am I full steam ahead? And I'm thinking, I lost so many years that I should have been pursuing these things, but I didn't. And you would think your family, your people who call themselves your friends, that they would be the main ones pushing you and encouraging you. This was not the case. I remember being 6 years old and being asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a singer. And I want to write poems and I want to write books and TV shows. Like I knew all this when I was 6 years old. I knew that that's who I was. That's what I wanted to do. I love to sing. I love to write. I love to create. Like I didn't necessarily want to be on the TV show, but I wanted to write the words that the actors would say. And that's what I knew at 6 years old. And I wasn't actually raised by my birth parents. I was raised by my grandparents. And God rest their souls. I've always been taught not to speak ill of the dead. And I'm not speaking ill of them because they were great as far as raising me, taking care of me. But looking back, there's just a lot of stuff that I don't understand. Like, that really messed with my head. And you know how I'm not gonna just single her out because there's a lot of people like this that feel like it's not a real job unless you're sitting behind a desk and you're working for corporate America and you're using computer skills and that type of thing. Well, that was my grandma. That's how she felt. I remember my first full-time job, well, not my first full-time job, but the first full-time job that I actually liked. I worked for a radio station and I loved it. The pay was crap, but at the time I didn't have any kids, so I didn't, money wasn't like a major priority. Like it didn't really take a lot for me to pay my expenses. So I wasn't tripping off the money, but I loved the fact that I worked in an environment around music, doing something that I basically did anyway. I always keep up with music and music trends, and I worked in the research department, so that was pretty much my job. So I'm like, hey, isn't this great? I get to get paid for something that I love and do anyway. Well, you would think, with all the enthusiasm I would come home with every day and how much I loved my job and how much I was looking forward to advancing in that job. And not only that, but this is connected to the music industry, so this is giving me a chance to get my foot in the door, meet people who can help me as far as my singing and writing, and it all works together. I was there for 3 years, and all I ever heard was, when are you going to get a real job? So, I basically swallowed my pride, put my dreams to the side, and, did the whole corporate America thing. Found jobs, administrative jobs, where I was making a heck of a lot more money. Came home every day feeling depressed, defeated, and just like wanting to, like, oh man, I don't know. I was not happy at all. I would sit at work and I'm thinking, I'm like literally looking at the clock. thinking, okay, well, I've made X amount of money today. Or at least I know I can pay my bills, but man, I would rather be drilling screws through my toes than sitting here doing this. So, I still pursued my music. Still doing club dates here and there, and joined a band and did all of that. But still caught all kinds of grief about it. Well, when are you going to give up this music thing? That was actually one of the inspirations. The inspiration for one of my poems called This Music Thing. And I think I'm going to link that. Come to think of it. But anyway, I'm babbling on and on and on. But my whole point was to any of you that are out there going for your dreams, whether it's in music or whatever your dreams are, don't let anybody, not anybody, even if it is family, don't let anybody discourage you. If you know what you love to do and you know this is what you want to do, don't ever let anybody bring you down. Because trust me, coming from someone who did put her dreams aside for a long time, listening to other people and trying to please other people, you're going to regret it if you don't go for it. And hey, even if you go for it and it doesn't work out, at least you won't go the rest of your life wondering what if. So I'm really glad I published my books and I'm working on my music and I'm doing that. Even though I'm doing it late, I feel like better late than never because I would be miserable if I hit 40 and look back and think, damn, I never followed my dreams. I never even gave it a chance. So that's my rant for the day. I hope I didn't bore you too badly. But while I'm at it, I'm going to throw in the shameless plug because you know how I do. This is my poetry book, Words of Love and Life, An Emotional Journey. It is available at Barnes & Noble. If you don't see it in the stores, you can special order it. Or just leave me a message and I can give you the information on how to order it online. And this is Invisible, my book that was actually inspired by one of the poems in Words of Love and Life. So, let's see, I have my random rant for the day, my shameless plug of the day. The only thing I'm missing is a song. I think I'll take it out with a Jill Scott song that describes. You hear my daughter in the background yelling, no. I'm singing anyway. Because you know why? I'm the real thing in stereo. I got a little high, got a little low. Okay, that's enough for the day. Love you guys. Hit me on Twitter. Follow me, J1808. Peace. And don't listen to my daughter. I'm not crazy.